Welcome back. Hope you're all well. Still a squeaky chair. Right, tonight's instalment, should we call it, what should we call it? The Customer Diaries, something like that. Anyway, this one is a couple of months ago. I'll explain what the car was. This was a little different to normal because this was actually my own car, so it was a private sale. I'd had this car for about 4 years. I'll tell you why I got it. So, I mean, the car's on the thumbnail. It's a Vauxhall Zafira. I know. Most of you are going to go, bag of shit. Well, I'm going to disagree. They might look shit, right? This car was brilliant. Right, I'll rewind back to the start of why I even got it. So it was a 2010 plate, Vauxhall Zafira Elite, top spec. So we had a Norfolk Terrier. So for them who don't know a lot about dogs, it's a pretty smallish dog. So I had no need for what I was calling it the dog car. I didn't really need it. She just got put in either car. And then we got the Demon, a cockapoo. Again, for people who don't know what the dogs are, a bit of a bigger dog. So I thought, right, I need a dog car. The reason why I need a dog car is to protect the other two nice cars that I had at the time. So I went to buy this Vauxhall Zafira. Where did I get it from? I got it from, it was like a backstreet garage type place. This is going back about, it must be 4 years, maybe even a little bit longer. In the middle of Burnley. Well, near Burnley, a place called Nelson, I think it was. Not the nicest of places. Apologies if you're from Burnley or Nelson, but it was a bit of a shithole. Anyway, went to see this car. And by the way, I'm sure there is nice places in Nelson or Burnley. It was just my interpretation of the bit of it that I was in. Okay, hopefully got out of that one. So I went to look at this car. Just went on my own, had a look at it. I lifted up the bonnet. Engine looked mint, like all dressed, lovely. The first thing when you're buying cars like that is, what are they hiding? I didn't really think about that with this car because it had 127,000 on it at the time. And literally, it was just a shit. I just wanted a shitter. I wanted a car that I could put the dogs in. My mum gave me like a proper dog cage where you can put it in the back and you've got two components. So if we want to go to the beach, there's nothing, the sand's not going to get anywhere apart from in the cage. So that's the reason for buying the car, really, just to take the dogs out. My missus also used it for work because she worked in quite a tight car park. So it doesn't really matter if it, gets banged or whatever. So bought this car. Oh, what did I pay for it? I'll insert some pictures as well now. And then while you're looking at them pictures, what did I pay for it? I think it was about 1,300, maybe 1,400. It wasn't much more than that. So, but it was the Elite version. So, are you waiting for this? So, 127,000 miles. It had a full MOT on it. Leather seats throughout. Heated front leather seats. Electric windows throughout. Ooh, I hear you say. Listen, this car was top spec. Yeah, it was really good. So we used it for 4 years for the purpose that I've just said. And then, unfortunately, we lost our Norfolk Terrier. So we didn't really need necessarily a dog car anymore. We have now got a new dog, a Chihuahua. Just don't. You know when your missus gets to about 40 and she says, oh, I might want another baby. You go for the dog, right? Okay. Just don't go for a Chihuahua. Wow. It's about this big. And it's got an ego bigger than this garage. It looks in the mirror and thinks it's a lion. Again, for people who don't know dogs, the Chihuahua's the smallest dog in the world. It's about this big. It's a beautiful looking thing, but God, nightmare. Anyway, back to the Zafira. So, no need for it anymore. So, got rid of it. Put it on eBay, I think. So I advertised it for $995 because since the 4 years, obviously we had COVID and everything, and prices did rise. So I thought, well, listen, I might be able to get $1,000 for it. It had rust all across the bottom of the offside rear door. Listen, a couple of hours and you make it look a lot better, but it was rusting through. It had 6 months MOT left on it. It never failed an MOT while I had it. It had 4 new tyres within, the last year or so. I'd done discs and pads front and back. So listen, it was nice enough. But at this point, it's done 153,000 miles. So you're thinking, it was a 1.7 diesel. The only little thing with that car is if you were going up a really steep hill, you couldn't. It struggled in seconds. So you literally, one time I went to the beach and I shit you not, a tractor overtook me because I had to do it in first. Anyway, so that was the only thing. But it drove. Apart from that, it drove brill. So 3 lads came round to have a look at it. It was up for 995. I didn't really get much interest. A few, messes. And then I put it down to 895. And 3 lads from, funnily enough, Oldham, which is probably not too far from Nelson, if my geography is correct. They came in the dark. That's the first thing. Okay, fair enough. They came in the dark and they had a look round. And I mean a look round. Previous video we talked about the lower the price of the car, the worse the people are that are checking it. I mean, these were 3 nice lads, right? But my God, did they check it. Everything. I mean, everything. They were underneath it. This is pitch black as well. And they got torches. There were bonnet, everything. But that's fine. That's fine. But I think that is a thing. Cheaper the car, the more they check it. Don't know. The reason why he was buying it, a chap called Chris. So he had one the same. But something had gone wrong. The engine had gone wrong or something. And I thought mine sounded like it had done 153,000, if you know what I'm saying. It was loud. It worked, but it was loud, noisy. And he said this sounded mint compared to his, so it must have blown up. In fact, let's just say his engine blew up, so he was getting another one. And he loved it, and he loved the fact it was all leather. It was a real nice spec. He obviously didn't know much about cars, but the other 2 lads did. So we get in the car, and one of the other lads was driving it. He drove it like I've never drove it. I mean, have you seen them GIFs where the Subaru's going over the hill and it's like taking off? It was like that. And I nearly told him to, pack it in. Until this massive noise happened. I was like, what the hell is that? I said, pull over, mate. Pulled over, I got out. This is a test drive. The back box had dropped off. I was so embarrassed. This has never happened ever before. And I was so embarrassed. Anyway, I got out. I put the car in the dog cage because that was still in the back. And I got in. I said, listen, I'll take it back. We weren't far away. We were probably only a couple of minutes away. So I drove it back. And as I drove it back, all I kept saying, sorry, lad, sorry to waste your time. You come a fair trek, da-da-da. I pull it onto the drive. They clearly liked the car. Pull it onto the drive. And I took the back box out of the boot. And bearing in mind, I'd never had an issue with anything to do with the exhaust. And we were talking 4 years. So he took it off me. And he goes, it looks like it's been welded. And it was on the join. But over that, I had like this bracket on it. I'd never looked before. I'd never seen it. And he goes, looks like it's been welded. So I took it back off him. I was like, that's not been welded. It was like some black silicone that had gone rock hard. So I don't know what it was. But I tell you now, I need to bloody find what it was and get some. That stayed on there for 4 years like that. It went through every MOT, everything. I'm like, I need to find out what this stuff is. And I was saying this to him and he was laughing. And then Chris, the bloke who was looking to buy it, he looked at me like, in a way, are you going to knock some cash off? And I was thinking, it's worth 895, even with half an exhaust. Anyway, I said to him, look, I can sell it to you for 850, right? Or, I'm sorry I've wasted your time, and I'll get a back box and I'll pop it on myself. Up to you, mate. Didn't have much service history, this car, apart from what I'd done to it. But it had 2 keys and had everything else. And it's clearly been looked after to get to 153,000 miles. And, although I thought it was noisy, seemingly driving well. He took it. No problem, mate. Yeah, we'll have it. 850, Bosch, gone. I mean, when I say Bosch gone, he was sat outside in it for ages. He must have been sorting his MOT or, sorting his insurance out or whatever. But yeah, drove it off and never heard from him again. So yeah, just shows, even if the test drive goes wrong, if people really want that car with a small fix, they'll have it anyway. It's just a little bit of negotiation. And I suppose that's what I said to him. Look, you know, you can have it or I'll sell it to someone else. And he wanted it, took it, never heard out since. And I'm put it this way, if you broke that car, I bet you could probably get 800 quid. Because the leather seats must have been, well, what, 300-400, well, must at least 300, surely. Had all alloy wheels on it, so not that they're desirable for a Vauxhall Zafira, I guess, but someone had won them. So yeah, that was that. So that went and that's gone, and now I don't have a dog car. So what else has happened? Some shit from Temu's arrived. I don't know if any of you have the same small obsession as me, but I just keep buying things from Temu. So, for instance, I'll go on there looking for something that I want, and then I'll get something or some stuff extra that you just never need. So the stuff that I wanted are here. So I got 3 of them. Just some more little metal signs. So to go round the corner. Well, I'll show you later, but round there. Similar to these, all these ones, but just round. I got 3 of them. Then I got this thing. Do you remember these as a kid? I don't know why I like it. Guess how much that was? £1.15. So I just thought, when the customers are sat just the other side where you are at the camera, and they're like deliberating and they don't know whether to buy the car or not, I'm just going to go, countdown, and stare at them. Yeah, I'm not really. I got another little toy car, wait there, just for my collection that I've showed you before. Herbie Goes Bananas. Love Bug. I used to love them films as a kid. Got some more stuff from some more detailing products. So I've tried, this is just one of the products, but I've tried Sam's Detailing. So I've never had anything from Sam's before. This is just like a big air freshener. Vanilla, that one. And then I got some other stuff. But he does like Christmas mystery boxes. And I'm a bit sad like that. I like the mystery boxes. Even though I don't need any of the products, because I've got far too many already. I just like to get mystery boxes. And he sent some sweets. Some sweets as well, look. Nice touch. So yeah, going back to the Zafira, what would you have done? Would you have sold him it? Would you have I don't know. How would you have handled the exhaust falling off in the test drive? That's probably what I'd quite like to know from you guys tonight. And then I've got a couple more videos similar to this coming up about previous experiences of selling my own cars. There's a Corker. When I used to have a Lotus exactly the same as that. There's a good story about that because I straight swapped that one. So that's coming up. More on the Kias coming up, and then the next purchase is also coming up shortly. So listen, I'm over 200 subscribers now at time of filming this, so I'm dead chuffed. Again, it's low, but I'm dead chuffed. The fact that we've gone that quick in a few days says that actually this stuff people do, people must like these videos. So let us know what you think of the videos. Let us know, anything that you want me to do or improve on, or just do the same kind of stuff. Like them, subscribe please, if you're watching this, because 80% of people who are watching it aren't subscribed, so that'll be really helpful if you could do that for me. And yeah, probably a valeting video coming soon as well, if that's what you would like. So let me know in the comments, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye.